Hi, I'm Vivian the Knitter.
And I'm Alyson the Crocheter, and you're listening to Keep Calm and Carry Yarn.
Thank you so much for joining us for episode 90 of Keep Calm and Carry Yarn. This is a knitting and crochet podcast brought to you by me, Vivian, and my daughter, Alyson. I'm coming at you from Tennessee.
And I'm recording from Scotland. Hello, everyone. We're home.
Hi, everybody. We're home. Well, I'm home. My temporary home anyway.
Yeah, well, the Tennessee that was mentioned in the intro.
Yes.
We're recording at a slightly different time of the day for us than we normally do.
Yes. Yes. Usually it's my morning and your afternoon.
But now
this time it's my afternoon and your
evening.
Afternoon. Yeah. And it's still bright out there.
Well, yeah, we can only do this in the summer because in the winter it would be very much dark right now. And actually, I feel like this kind of evening lighting is very nice.
Yeah, it is. It's not. You're not too blown out or anything.
Yeah, I think sometimes.
Yeah.
In the
well, we got kind of lucky. It's been overcast here, so not super light because this is the sunny side of the building in the afternoon.
It's actually been really warm today, up to 70 degrees.
Ooh.
So, yeah, we went to the meadows and got some sandwiches from the Victor Hugo Deli and just sat out and had our lunch, and it was very nice and almost too hot for me. I mean, just sat, like in the sun.
Right now we're in the low to mid 80s, which is like a cold front or something, because it was very hot last week. It's like miserably hot, and our AC was broken, so that wasn't fun.
I feel like I'm out of practice because we had our sort of unusual episode last time because we were both in Florida. I almost went straight into like crafty content, but BuzzFeed quiz.
Oh no, BuzzFeed, can't forget the BuzzFeed.
Yeah,
I picked this one, and it has something to do with the Olympics. And the title is answer these random questions and we'll tell you your Olympic fate.
You go first. What did you get? What's your Olympic fate?
I got you ate. Oh no, I got you barely made it. You ate a bad tuna sandwich on the plane and were hit with a bad case of food poisoning. You made it to the stadium but couldn't compete.
I got the same thing.
Oh no.
I feel like that feels about right for me.
Yeah. That's actually happened to us. Well, not to me personally.
What do you mean?
But like a swimming thing. It happened to us in a swimming thing.
Oh, well, I've just did some different answers just to see what else there was out there, and I just did randomly, and there was one option that says you were so close, you ice danced your heart out and took home the bronze, only 0.9 points behind first place. Maybe Emily would have gotten that one.
She is the most athletic out of the three of us.
Yeah. So question-wise, I want to know, which word do you hate the most out of totes, moist, amazeballs, ointment, epic, and preggers?
You know what's funny? I didn't even realize that it was totes, as in I was just
totes
thinking,
amazing.
As in a tote bag.
Yeah. You're like, why is this here?
I just looked at it just now. Like, why is that? I just said preggers.
I put amazeballs. Like, who says that? No offense if you say that, but who says that?
I don't know. There was another one that was funny. Oh, choose a celebrity best friend. I'm pretty sure we both picked the same one.
Mindy Kaling?
Yes.
Well, considering...
okay.
I mean, I was never going to pick Harry Styles or Kanye West. I don't know who Matthew Gray Gubler is. Gubler?
I don't know who that. I don't know who that is.
And
I know he was in NCIS. One of those NCIS LA.
Oh, okay. Like I don't know who that is. And then
pretty sure, or no, not that show. One of the Criminal Minds, maybe. I think that's what it is.
Something crimey.
One of those CBS shows.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
If I had to pick somebody else, I guess Ellen DeGeneres over Victoria Beckham.
Ellen DeGeneres over Victoria Beckham, or
Yeah.
what did you say? Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess. Ellen, well, whatever. Okay, moving on. Crafty content.
Okie
dokie. So, what kind of whips do you have?
Just the one still. I'm still working my bridesmaid dress, which is the Jade Dress by Natasha Roberge.
Oh, I looked at her because when I was doing the notes. Last time, and then when I clicked on her name and went to the non-Ravelry site, I think there's a K at the end of her name.
What?
Yeah.
Robargic?
Something like that. A K?
What?
Robarge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, if you say so. Maybe there's a typo somewhere. But anyway.
There's a it's either a typo on Ravelry or a typo on
probably the other
website.
site.
I don't know
I feel
which
like
one it is.
If there's a typo on Ravelry, then there's also a typo in the magazine. Because it's an interweave pattern.
Maybe. Oh.
Okay, this is what I have.
Maybe you're right. Okay. Yay, you have a shrug.
I have a shrug, yeah. So I got the
You posted that on
yeah, I just posted it on Instagram.
No, it's more like a bolero.
Yeah, so that's about like a really short bolero that wouldn't even cover my nipples. So yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good, doesn't it?
So far, so good.
I got my
Hang on, I'm gonna make you bigger.
Ruffly sleeves, and you can see the V-neck in the front, and it hasn't connected yet, so it's still separate. Which means I've done the connection under the arm. And so yeah, it's been a bit challenging just in terms of like making sure the math works because I picked a different yarn weight than the actual pattern. And you can see here I've pinned it up basically because I've done a certain amount of rows past the so the sleeves
past the armholes.
They're sleeves, right? Like little cap sleeves.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do a certain amount of rows past the cap sleeves and then bridge make the armhole. And I think I have too many rows there before I start the armhole because I think because I'm getting a little bit of extra fabric at the armpit. So you can kind of see the difference. I don't really have the extra on this side because I've pinned it up as if to basically bring the armhole up.
Well, I mean, pinch it together in the front.
Do you think it doesn't make enough difference?
Does it still feel like? I mean, it would make a difference whether or not.
But yeah, pinched together in the front, I'm still getting this like.
You still
flap.
have a little bit of that.
And not as much here.
You do the chicken dance.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm like it's natural and I'm not just like creating the flap because I'm tugging at it, So I just need to. I'll probably rip it back 1, 2, 3 rows, and then so do the armhole sooner. I almost thought about starting over completely because I was like, I don't know about the arm. So basically, where the kind of point of the cap sleeve is a bit low. It's a little bit low on my shoulder.
I see.
So it's like, should I have made the shoulders less wide to bring up the cap sleeve a bit? And it might make a little bit of a difference. Oh no, now that I'm looking at it in the camera, I'm like, maybe I should.
Stop it.
What?
I think it looks fine.
But yeah, no, I think that's what I was thinking originally. Like, oh no, I need to start over to make the shoulders less wide. But then I think by doing the armholes like this, that also solves some of that problem. Like, I think either one would kind of... Anyway. And then the other thing I was thinking was like, because I added an extra flounce in the sleeve because it was the thinner yarn. So I thought maybe because I'm having to add extra stitches, I was like, yeah, I could only add in like kind of a one full crescent, like segment.
Scallop.
Yeah, scallop. And I wasn't sure that was going to be too much. So I was like, oh, maybe it's too flouncy. But, wearing it now, I'm like, it's fine. And part of me also, like, has to remember that it's going to look different when it's washed. Because, like, it's kind of hard to tell. But, I don't know. I think maybe once I've connected the neck hole, so it's now just going in the round. Yeah. I might... Yeah. Would it be weird to just... Yeah. Can I wash it and then keep working on it? Or would that be weird?
No, you can do that. You can do whatever the heck you want.
I don't know. It just seems weird because it just changes so much. Like the feeling of it. So I'd have like stiff skirt and a soft top. But I just really... Because I'm really curious to see what these arms will look like once it's washed. Because it's just... It's a little bit hard to tell with how stiff it is. I mean, it's not that stiff. It's still flouncy, but I think it'll change.
Yeah, it is. But I'm not wearing it, so I mean, it looks flouncy to me.
Yeah. So
I'm assuming that's like the only thing you've been working on. Then.
Yeah, it's the only thing I've been working on because, I mean, project-wise. Oh, but I still just it's like
stop it. I mean, how much work would you have to rip out? I mean,
all of it. I'd have to start again.
All of it?
Oh, okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's gonna stay.
Screw that.
So yeah. I mean, I hadn't even like cut off some of the yarn, so just in case I needed to rip it out. I mean,
oh my gosh.
I think I need to like reweigh stuff and see if I actually have enough yarn because I feel like I might not. But if I need to buy more yarn and I can't get the same dye lot, I don't think it'll be the end of the world, just because like it'll be at like the bottom.
It looks great. I like it.
Okay, yeah. So it's not going that badly. I feel like with garments, something's always just like like the fact that I pulled out my like practically all of the blurred lines, not blurred lines.
Yes,
sweater.
Blurred lines.
So. Yeah, that is my whip.
That's because you're a bit of a perfectionist.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
So I've got 3 whips, and let's see, which one should I talk about first? The new one. The new one is Emily's wedding shawl. Ooh. And it is called Sprite's Fen by Helen Stewart, and I really haven't gotten much done. This is it.
A little wedge.
It's just a little, just a little half a pie. It is a half circle or crescent shaped shawl. It's nothing too fancy, so I can definitely work on it while I'm watching TV. But that's all I have. And I'm using a Knit Picks Capretta undyed, so it's got merino and cashmere in it. I think, does it have angora in it too? It's got 80% merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. It's a fingering weight. That's all I have. So nothing to really talk about other than it's going. It is going. My second whip is my Spector. I said that right this time, didn't I? It's not a Spectra. It's the Spector. So I've divided for the sleeves right now. I've got the sleeves on waist yarn, and I've done one fade. So I'm on the second color, so you can barely tell that it's faded, other than it's a little darker now.
Oh my gosh! Wait, so how like wide are we talking? The fade is like in terms of where it started.
It started like right around
Oh my
here.
god, you can't tell. You literally like can hardly
Can't even
tell. It's just like blue and speckly and blue and speckly. Yeah, I guess it's a little darker. I can
But yeah,
see that.
it's definitely, and that it's a little darker on the bottom.
Yeah, if I squint. Yeah. Oh, nice.
But like when I stand away from it, stand far away from it, it's more noticeable. So yeah, this is pretty mindless right now. I have to knit with color number 2 for, I don't know, so many inches or so many rows. I think it's so many rows before I start fading the third color. But I think I might just do that longer. I really like this color. It's really pretty. And the second yarn is the one that I bought in New Jersey, the La Jolla something yarn. So that's that. And my third whip, I finished all the knitting on the Taylor Swift cardigan, the Folklore. So right now so last night I stayed up really, really late. That's why I'm kind of tired right now.
Late is really, really late.
It was past midnight when I went to bed, I think. That's really, really late. So, because I'm old, fine. So, I sewed it all together, but when I tried it on Madeline, she said like, oh, she wished there was more room in the armpit area.
Right.
So when I blocked it and everything, the sleeves did block a bit wider than what the pattern calls for, but me like an idiot, I sewed it so as if it wasn't that wide. I sewed it so it was smaller because I didn't want the sleeves to go down too far. And so after after I sewed it up together, actually I stayed up late to pick up all like 5 million stitches that go around the neck.
Oh wow!
For the neckband, that's what I stayed up late to do. And then this morning, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna rip it out. So I left the shoulder seams intact, and I left the stitches that I picked up for the neckband intact, and I just undid the underarm seams, from the sleeves to the body. Just I undid all of that, and so right now, I re-sewed. It's pretty heavy too. I re-sewed one arm, and then the other arm, it's not quite done. So yeah, I think she'll be pretty warm in this. Oh, that looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Nice.
Yeah, I'm happy with it, and I'm happy that she's happier. She tried it on this morning, and she's happier with it. So that was a kind of a stupid thing I did.
It's gonna be the new
so maybe I will.
Oh my gosh, I love your cardigan. My mom made it. Can she make me one?
No.
It's a bit on a different scale because I feel like it's similar with the TARDIS hat. That's more manageable. And you have made a second one.
Yes, I have. So right now I just have to finish doing the mattress stitch down the side seam, and then do the button band. But we leave in about a week and a half. So I could have it all done, at least the knitting part done, but I'm still gonna have to weave in all the ends and find buttons. So there's, she might not be able to bring it to school, but it'll still be too hot.
Yeah, and by leave you mean leave to take Madeline back to campus. Yes,
we're making the journey all the way up to Maine in her car, and I'm flying home, but we're stopping at a whole bunch of places. So it's going to take, I'm going to be away for like 10 days, stopping along the way. So anyway, so I'll probably either mail it to her when it's done, or she can get it over Thanksgiving.
She can get it over Thanksgiving.
I'm all tangled now.
You see the shadows super on my wall now because I've got sun coming through the windows again. Because it tracks up, and then it goes behind the building across the street from us. But then as it comes down, there's like another road, and it appears again, and then it disappears again.
Yep. The light definitely looks different right now than when we first started talking, before we started recording.
Right. Do you have any FOs?
No, I mean, that's a pretty big deal.
It is a pretty big deal. That's almost an FO. Close.
It's very close. But not quite. I mean, I've been knitting on other stuff too. I mean, I have my purse socks.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Oh,
hi, are you stretching?
cat. She's tapping you again. She's so needy.
No, okay, she's gonna go away now. I mean, I also have a pair of purse socks that I started. That I usually don't really talk about these until I'm done.
Yeah.
That I, because this was like all like airplane and car knitting.
Like the colors
with
like blue and
it's new yarn that we got together.
Oh yeah, we shall talk about that. Well, I might just trying to figure when I should slot out. It's kind of like an FO, but not. Moorit, want to talk about it now?
Hey, yes, go ahead.
So the magazine that I've been working on. If you're on social media in any way or follow me on anything else, you know that pre-orders have opened. So, my God. So it's a big step. Just like revealing what I've been working on to the big wide world. Like the website is live. People can go on it, actually check out and, get the pre-order. So just doing pre-orders for the print copy. And then if you want the digital only copy, you have to wait until the on sale date, which is the 28th of September. It's just at mooritmag.com. But I thought, as a special treat, I have all the samples.
Oh.
So, I mean, you can see all the pictures online as well. Not all the pictures, but some of the pictures.
This is so exciting. I just have to say, I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
Your dad and I we are all super, super, super proud of you. I mean, this is such quite the magazine's not even out yet, but you've done all the work and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
I haven't finished doing the work. It's still happening, but yeah. Thanks. But yeah, so I've got designs with me, so I thought I'd just do a quick little show and tell. So this is the Sivu
so cool.
sweater, and I actually don't know if I'm pronouncing all of them exactly right because I didn't name all of them. But this one's by Linda, who's 11 Handmade on Instagram, and it's got her like very signature textural style. She does lots of things with like bobbles and front and back post stitches. So yeah, the bottom bit of the sweater has this sort of like leaf
just
pattern
beautiful.
Almost. And the yarn,
they look almost like trees.
Yeah, like trees, leaves,
or
fronds.
feathers.
Yeah, very very organic,
leaves.
but then it's also sort of geometric as well because they're like kind of like diamond shapes. And the yarn is two different Martin's Lab yarn, which I know you've bought from them at EYF maybe.
Yes, my Angie, the colorwork pink one that has pink on top, that one was Martin's.
So it's two of their yarns held together, and it's a very fluffy mixture.
That looks so
very cozy.
Squishy, and it's just beautiful.
They're all beautiful. Let's see what else I got here. I've got a
So did you do a preview of all the patterns? I haven't really been.
Yeah, so I've done
clicking on
reels of all the patterns, and you can see when you go to the pre-order page, there's like pictures of each pattern is up there as well. There's a pair of socks by Crochet, who is Crochet Cakes. She does that podcast. And these are
very nice.
Pair of slip stitch socks. They're part of the reason why I wanted a pair of socks in the magazine is because people, particularly non-crocheters, are like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you could crochet socks. Like, why not? And yeah, these fit Sam so perfectly. They were great because he was the model. It's really funny. People were like, oh, the model's great. Like, he's so handsome. Actually, it's like, oh yeah, that's my husband. We have a Tunisian shawl by Aoife. The shawl. And so her whole thing is she uses sort of short rows of Tunisian, so you don't have to have like a specific long hook or a cable. You can just do it with a regular crochet hook as long as.
Oh, really?
So
you didn't need a long hook for that at all?
Even though it's Tunisian.
Wow.
Because it's got like the short segments. And I made her to Danon shawl.
Yes, I remember.
So it's a really big half circle sort of shawl. And yeah.
So you get to play with all the samples before you return them? Are you returning them? I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'll be returning them to all the makers. We've got...
After you've worn them, right? Are you going to wear them?
No. The model wore them. That's it. The models. AKA my husband and friend. This is High Wire by Stephanie Aaron, who is a very prolific garment maker designer. And so yeah, it's got these sort of like zigzag colorwork patterns at the cuff and on the yoke, and it's sort of your traditional like colorwork yoke construction.
Well, you know how crochet has a reputation of being very chunky because I mean the crochet fabric is thicker than knit fabric. That one, it doesn't. I mean,
no, it's not. It's not bulky at all. It's made with a fingering weight yarn. I mean, it's maybe like, I think because so Faye, Crochet Circle podcast, she's done like some actual math on like which stitches and like, so like it, some crochet stitches will use like more yarn than some knitting stitches and like, but it just depends. So, I don't know what the math is for this particular stitch. So it's maybe a little bit heavier than if it were done in like a stockinette stitch, but.
But it doesn't look like it.
No, I don't think so. And there's not a lot, like with the stitch that she picked, there isn't much like see-through either, which sometimes you get if you do like a double crochet or a UK treble. So yeah, this is a really nice, and it's got a bit of shaping for like the waist and hips and stuff. Nice. We've got this one I do know how to pronounce because it comes with the pronunciation guide. This is the Spree. So it's a cowl and matching knitting set by Anne Michelle. And it's with yarn that you've used again as well, the Bichet Bouche. French company. So, I mean, this looks really silly because I'm wearing a sleeveless dress and now I've got mittens and a cowl on. But the cowl has sort of got like a...
You should use that as our front.
If I just do silly poses... for the YouTube thumbnail.
Yes, that one.
Anyway, so yeah, the cowl is like a Mobius strip, so it's like sewn in a twist, and so like the theme that kind of ties them together is these colorwork pinwheels, which are really fun, and then the mittens are slightly different on the back side. I mean, the mittens are gorgeous. I told Anne Michelle that like even as I was handling them at like on the photo shoot, I was being like really delicate with them because they've just seem like these precious sort of objects. So yeah, that's very snuggly. We've got a skirt by the aforementioned Faye. So she did some really good like shaping with this. Like I think it's fairly easy to customize this skirt so it fits your body like a glove. And obviously, if you want to be more tighter fitting, you can make a slightly smaller size, or the model wore it with a little bit of positive ease. So it wasn't like super tight because she was a little bit more conscious of like self-conscious of her.
I was thinking that you should take a picture of you wearing everything.
But yeah, so it's a really nice sort of like, I can imagine somebody wearing this like work with a pair of like tights and boots and things. And that's with the Jameson of Shetland yarn. And really nice like different blues and really like nice textural stitch.
Like that gray color too. I like that.
Somebody designed this hat. I designed this hat. It's just a small little extra to use up leftover yarn that was used to make this little sheep. So this little amigurumi sheep guy was designed by a South African designer. She designs under the name Projectarian. She does like a lot of like really cool amigurumi designs, and they don't require a lot of sewing together. Like you kind of do as you go, so it's really handy. But there's like some colors that you don't use a lot of for the sheep, so I just thought it would be less wasteful in case somebody did want to use the actual yarn. It's from Garthenner, that you could use up the extra yarn in a different project. So it's just a really basic Intarsia color work.
Color block?
Yeah, with the color blocking. So you've got
it's very cute.
Sort of a light green, a really dark brown.
Can you unroll it and wear it like as a slouchy hat, or is it not?
Yeah, you could. Go. But the way the sort of, because it's ribbed, there's sort of a right side and wrong side, and but yeah, so it's just like a basic ribbed beanie hat, and then the little sheep amigurumi. Its name is Bleep the sheep. The sheep. And because it's such a big show and tell, like I didn't really think about like that I was necessarily gonna do this, and like this is such a sneak peek, you guys, like inside scoop. This is a shawl by Rosina, Zines and Roger,
nice.
And this was the one that's got a little flash of granny stitch here. This is a triangle shawl in blacker yarns. And then it's got like a ribbed border, which is quite nice. I think it's very...
What's the weight? What's the weight of it?
I think it's DK, maybe. So it's a thickish, like it's a more heavyweight shawl. But quite like it's very like minimal, but I like it. And I won't spoil. There's a good backstory for the name for that, but I'll let Rosina reveal that. And then we've got this vest by Alyson, and it's a basket weave. 2 yarns held together cute. Again. This one is La Bien-Aimée. And so it's got like a really deep V-neck. It's a boxy shape, but then the front hem is kind of cropped in a triangle, like a V, inverted V, I mean.
Yeah.
And then I like how the back hem, like...
It's like a high-low.
Yeah, the actual vest. But I like that the back hem like mirrors that, the inverted V, but then it fills it in with all the ribbing. So the designer imagined it as a gender-neutral design, which is why I had Sam wear it. But I really, really like this. Like, I mean, this is a few sizes too big for me, but I just really like it. And it's very soft as well. And then there's one more. Oh gosh, I hope I didn't miss anything out. This one is in its own bag because the yarn is like it's like a cream colored yarn, and it kind of gets places. The fuzz gets everywhere. It's an Eden Cottage yarn, 100% alpaca. So this one is by Lily, and this is a chunky yarn, so a bit of a quicker make, and it's got these sort of like balloon sleeves that has crocheted cables that run along the top of the sleeve. But yeah, it's quite heavy duty because of the chunky weight.
Can't wear that here,
but it's really soft. The yarn is so soft. And I think my friend who modeled it, she really liked this one.
Did she try to steal any of them?
No. But yeah, so that's Cumulo, because clouds and things, and that is all the designs that are going to be in this first issue. So yeah,
that's so cool.
If you haven't already pre-ordered it and you want to, you now can. If you missed the Kickstarter, and obviously if you've backed the Kickstarter and got pre-ordered an issue through the Kickstarter, you're still gonna get that. Like, you don't have to pre-order another one or anything like that.
I do have to say, for our audio only listeners, you really have to see the video, because Alyson didn't really explain a lot of them. She's like, this one and this one and this one and this one.
I tried to explain things a little bit. I mean, there's just so many. I didn't want to spend an hour talking about them, which I probably could. Because I know I didn't mention all the yarns that it was and the colors and da. But yeah, if you're just listening, then you can check out the YouTube video that we're showing it on, or even the Moorit website has the pictures, so you can see them as well. And oh my gosh, the photos are amazing that Amelia did, my friend who's a photographer. I think I'm gonna try and wrangle her into doing the second one as well. I've already got the model picked. I've got designs commissioned. Things are happening. Everything is overlapping on top of each other, and I don't know what I'm doing. Sometimes I just feel like my brain is full of fluff. So I'm just what am I doing? How many more things do I need to do? Will it ever end? No. Keep going. So yeah.
Okay. We actually have a Mommypedia.
Yeah. And it's not from me.
And it's not from you. So 24 Knits, Morgan, she DM'd me. I can't remember. Oh no, she left a question on our Ravelry board. And I did ask if I could read the whole thing. She says, hang on, let me get my glasses. So she says, you talk about ripping back a lot. In crochet, you just pull out the stitches and start again. But in knitting, you've got all these loops. Vivian, what is your frogging procedure? Do you run a lifeline and rip to it? Do you pull your needles out, pick up the stitches at the spot you want to rip back to, then pull it all out? Do you live on the edge and just rip it out and then pick up the stitches, hoping one hasn't dropped? This is my biggest peeve about having to frog. Just seems to take so much time and feels so risky.
I feel like the same thing about knitting, because I don't really understand what I'm doing, so I'm like, this feels so dangerous. How do you do this? And crocheting is definitely way easier. And also lol at the fact that she says you talk about ripping out a lot, because that's what we do. Oops. Anyway.
Well, I don't really use lifelines that much. Every once in a while, if I'm doing something really, really lacy, I might stick in a lifeline, but generally, I guess I just live on the edge. I will stick a stitch marker somewhere where I know I want to rip it to. So you pull it, and then the stitch marker gets stuck and you can't pull it anymore. So I will do that. If I drop any stitches, it's not a big deal. Just pick them up. It's not like.
So do you just have to so you just rip it out, and then you have to put your needles back onto the loops?
Yeah, and I just put the needles back on, and I Oh yeah, you were talking about putting the needle back on the correct way when you were doing the ribbing for your the Japanese one. I don't even bother putting it in the right. Sometimes it's just because of the way it's oh, I'm falling through the loop, and then you just you know what I'm saying. So you just
was that your impression of being a part of the yarn?
A loop. Yeah, the loop is just I'm falling through, and you just stick the needle and just pull it out, and then you just go all the way around, or however long it is. And when I'm knitting, as I get to it, I will fix it the right way. Or if it's sometimes I will even if the stitch is already started dropping, I will pick the stitch up three stitches down, and when I get to it, I just hook them all up the right way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's just I mean, unless you're working with silk, but most of us were working with a lot of wool or even acrylic. It's not really going to go all the way down to the very bottom.
Yeah.
And if it goes down a little bit, you just have to be a little bit more careful. Just
take your time.
Use a crochet hook and just hook them back up. I don't even use a crochet hook. I just use the two tips of my needles, and you go like that. And just
it's because you're a pro.
Well, I mean, even
I feel like I sometimes struggle like looking, like I know how to count rows in knitting ish, but sometimes even then, like if I've like dropped or like even looking, I'm like, what row is this on the row I'm working on or the row below? Like sometimes I just can't tell.
I guess I suppose like anything, the more proficient you get, the better you get. You know, you are at reading your
yeah.
And so even like this one, I there were a couple of cables that were cabled the wrong way, right? There was like, you know, and I didn't notice until like a few rows up. So I just let the knits drop, the stitches drop, and then you know like which one is the purl row just based on what you have up top. So I'll say to myself, purl knit, purl knit, purl knit, or whatever. Like if it was like like when to cable it, because you don't want to cable it on like the wrong row. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so I there's just certain things you do. It's I don't know. I mean, the worst thing is that I don't know. What is the worst thing that can happen?
Well, I mean, I guess the thing is like, from my perspective as somebody who like doesn't know, okay, I know how to knit, who doesn't knit very much. The worst thing that could happen is that I just don't like. I just feel like sometimes you get to the point where it's like if I could imagine like, you know, frogging it back or whatever, and then you're at the point. I don't know actually. I was gonna say like you just feel like you don't know what to do with it anymore. You just feel like, nope, starting from the beginning. Like I can't even deal with this.
I have done that a lot when I was more of a beginner knitter, like, and then you just don't know what to do. Like, oh, you just rip the whole thing out. And you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Your yarn it's gonna be fine.
Depends on how far you are to begin with.
I guess so. So,
but I suppose like lots of your local yarn stores would probably be willing to help you if you came in and were just like, oh my god, I don't know what to do.
Well, you can if it's not too complicated, if it's not too lacy or like got lots of cables, you can take a scrap yarn and thread it through where you think you want it to rip to, and then just rip to that. I mean, it's not gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Right. And even if it's a wrong row, you know, if it's a row below or a row above what you want, it's, you know, you can figure it out.
Yeah.
Knitters are smart. We can figure it
out. Yeah. When people are like, what do I even need math for? Knitting. Crocheting. That's what you
exactly. Need knitting and crocheting. And sewing. You use lots of math when you're sewing. Yeah, so it's not that big of a deal. So if you drop a stitch and you don't notice until the end, it's just sew it in. It's not a big deal. That's like a design element or something.
I feel like, okay, for people like when you say it's not a big deal, it kind of sounds like you're being mean about it, but I know you're not. I feel like what you're saying is, you know, don't stress out about it. Just
do it.
Whatever.
Just do
it'll be fine. Like, just
just gird your loins and pull.
Right. Well, do you want to do some yarny bits and bobs? Because I'm now holding my yarny bits and bobs.
Okay. We went to yarny bits and bobs. We went to Knitwit in Lauderhill, Florida, when we were together. So we actually did this
on your birthday,
the day after we recorded. Yeah, on my birthday. Yeah. The day after we recorded. So we didn't talk about it while we were in Florida. And I bought lots of yarn, and most of it wasn't for me.
Happy birthday!
I bought you yarn. I bought me yarn. Okay, what did I buy for you? I don't even remember.
Oh yeah. My mom bought me and my sister yarn for her birthday. Because I wasn't gonna get any yarn because I'm very I need like a shopping list. But the minute I saw this and touched it. So I don't wear a lot of bright colors, and I feel like I'm attracted to like colored yarns. I was like, you know what, it's fine. I just love it. It's like what?
So like lots of corals in it.
I don't know. I would just say just
pinks.
Straight up pink. There's like pink bits, and then it's orange bits, and then there's like it's speckled with blues, and there's like some darker like orange into like a really dark green. But yeah, the overriding color is pink. So I was just gonna get one, and then you were like, just one? I'm like, I don't know. This is why this stresses me out. Like, I don't know if I just need one. Do I need another one? What am I gonna make with it? What if I make something else? This isn't enough. So I bought another one, but I bought a contrasting color sort of thing. It's just like a neutrally oatmeal. I thought
it's like an oyster color or like a
yeah. It's similar to my Skein Queen one that I did the big luteola shawl with the like leaves.
No, I mean this one's definitely lighter.
So the actual yarn I haven't mentioned. So it says Dream Color to Life Smooshy with Cashmere. So the oystery color is actually called Tumbleweed, and it's 70% superwash merino, 20% cashmere, and 10% nylon. And so yeah, just feeling that it's just so soft, and it is smushy. This is probably why I was like, ooh, I like the way this feels. And this one's color is Victory.
They had a whole bunch on sale. Was that one of the sale ones?
I don't know.
It says 2020 on it.
Yeah, it says local LYS Local Yarn Store Day 2020. And then it says Sheep Thrills. Is
that was the name of the store?
So
Sheep Thrills.
Wait, you said Knitwit.
Sorry, Sheep Thrills. We went to Sheep Thrills. Knitwit was in Knoxville. Yeah.
I mean, that whole week was a blur to me, so I didn't really register the name. So yeah, the color's Victory, so they obviously made it for Sheep Thrills. But yeah, so that's what I got, and so I will make something with them. Who knows what? Because
who knows? You have to work on your wedding dress. Your dress for the wedding first. Yeah. I also got some Dream in Color smooshy, and I have heard of them before.
I didn't realize you had.
Yeah. Some of the podcasts I listen to have been raving about it for years. Mm-hmm. So I got this is also it's the Socket Club.
Oh,
and it is 2019 August. The color is August. So it comes with a
mini skein,
a coordinating blue for the heels, toes.
Ooh, and that's like a very
heels,
like a royal blue.
Yeah, and then the big skein. So the little skein is like, I don't know, 25 grams maybe. Mm-hmm. What does it say? It says it's 100-yard mini skein, and the big one is 420 yard. Doesn't say how heavy it is, but anyway, it's got fuchsia and purple and orange and blue. It's so pretty. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty sure this was in the clearance bin or the sale bin. So I got this one, or no, maybe this one wasn't. This one was not. I'm sorry. This one, I got an earth merino sock, which is more pastel-y, but it's pretty much the same colors, pinks and blues and purples.
No orange. The other one had orange.
Matches my shirt. No orange.
That is,
and then
princess colors. I mean, not to be, you know, that,
like
but I feel like that's like princess colors.
It is. So this was definitely in the sale bin. And then I got the other one, which is also one of those sockets. And this one, what is this one called? This one says the color says August as well, so I don't understand. 2019. What did this one say? The first one said, I don't know, but anyway, the colors are completely different. So I've already skeined it up because I start using it. I had them skein it up at the store because I knew that I was going to work on it on the airplane, and it is a green, like a lime green maybe, for the heels, toes, and cuff. And for the big skein, it's got turquoise and a little bit of green, a little bit of aquamarine, and some really light, almost white colors. And it is striping a little bit, I guess. But it was kind of funny. I was asking the woman because I just wanted some sock yarn, some self-striping sock yarn for the airplane coming back home. And because the one that I brought with me came in 2 little 50-gram balls. And I was almost done with, and I was I was almost done with it, and I didn't bring the other ball, so that's why I wanted a sock to work on the airplane. And she didn't really understand what I meant by self-striping yarn. And I was like, no, that's variegated. That's not self-striping. But anyway, but this is, it's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Look at those colors.
The green, it's like, I'm trying to think of the word, but like, yeah, it's like a lime green, but it's not bright. It's I don't know.
What is it? It's like the skin of the lime.
But it's almost like, would you say that's like a jewel tone?
Yeah, why not?
Like a jewel tone green. But yeah, it's very deep, like, it's nice.
Yeah, so I've already turned the heel on my sock, and I'm on the foot. And this is all have been done on the road. We just got back from Atlanta. I didn't realize that Atlanta is only 2.5 hours, actually 2 hours away. And we went down for the weekend to see my cousins. I have a bunch of cousins that live there, and I worked on, all 5 hours of driving, or maybe not 5 hours. So that's all the. Is that all our yarny bits and bobs?
Yeah, I think so.
So shop talk.
You haven't had a proper shop talk in a while.
No, that's because I haven't really been home.
Yeah.
I've been in and out. And so I've been working a little bit, and I finally finished some bags, and I haven't even taken pictures yet. So hopefully when this episode goes out, the pictures will be taken and they'll be listed in my Etsy shop, which is called Pearl and Plum, by the way, for our new viewers or our new listeners that don't know. Pearl and Plum sponsors our podcast. So I bought some new fabric.
Oh, that's cute.
And it is really cute.
It's like,
it's got
yarn themed, but like you almost wouldn't know it.
Yeah, it's got skeins of yarn. It's got scissors and pencils and pom-poms and little, even a cat notebook. Little cat notebook. I don't know if you can see the cat notebook.
Oh, cat notebook. Right, are those cats or hearts?
They're cats. So this is the sock size, or the Emily size bag. And I have the Alyson size bag right here. And the little cinch sacks. And I also made a bunch of Lillian bags. And this is really cute. I think this one, I don't know which one is my favorite, but I do love this one. It's little market baskets, or market bags, and
on a bag. Things. Very meta.
On a bag.
These are your bags with the nice leather straps.
If you want bags on your bag, there you go. So there's that one. I have a little travel stamp one. This is pretty cute. Oops, my earbud just fell out of my ear. It's that one, and then okay, this one is definitely my favorite. And it is very funny because it looks just like the sweater I'm working on.
Oh, that's nice. It's got cable, near the cable.
Adorable? It's got cables.
So is it like does it look like a photo, or is it more like an illustration?
I think don't know. I think maybe it's a photo.
It's cool.
It is cool. So all of the Lillian bags have the nice yarn keeper pockets in there. The elastic.
Oh, they're pockets. So good.
And the little magnetic buttons so you don't get your... There's no zippers because you don't want your yarn near zippers. And that's what I've been working on. So tomorrow, when hopefully it'll be sunnier, I can take some pictures.
Nice.
Okay.
Right. Will we say goodbye?
Sure. We can say goodbye. Okay. It's
so you can find the show notes for this episode and every episode on our website, which is kcacypodcast.wordpress.com. You can follow us on Instagram. Our handle is also kcacypodcast. My personal Instagram is Alyson here, and my mom's is upstate_Viv. Make sure to subscribe and like and comment and review and rate and thumbs up and heart and whatever on iTunes, YouTube, or wherever else you listen to podcasts. You can also join our Ravelry group if you want to. Just search for Keep Calm and Carry Yarn podcast in the groups tab. So thank you for listening.
And remember to keep calm and carry yarn. Bye!